stuck in the median with you, and I'm wondering what it is that you do. Oh, hello everybody, I'm Dangerously Incompetent. Let's do a Crossout video. In this video I'm going to take my first look at the Median, a small caliber cannon from the Raven's Path special. I went and ground out the tailors, crafted it, plonked it on a low power score build just to take it out, give it a run around, see what it's like. And try and decide, is it a cannon or is it an autocannon? Who knows? Watch the rest of this video to find out. A low caliber and a long barrel usually makes for an accurate weapon, so I thought I'd start using the Median as a sniper and see how that turned out. And here I'm using the horizon scope from my convenient sniper's perch, peering down at the melee and trying to pick off the enemy. And you can see the crosshairs are really small, which indicates accuracy, and indeed it is accurate. The shots are going where I'm aiming them, they're not flying off all over the place, and there's very little drop off over the distance, which can be a real problem with your cannons. It's not a problem with your energy weapons that just shoot in a straight line, but cannons, they drop off over distance, but there's very little of that with the Median. So it is a candidate for sniping. Mind you, sniping is rarely a battle-winning tactic in missions. I mean, to shoot accurately over these sort of distances, you need to be stationary or nearly stationary, because if you're zooming around, you're going over bumps. The sights are going up and down like a yo-yo. You're lucky to hit anything. And if the rest of your team is zooming around, that makes you the easy target. So the enemy often target you. They didn't in this battle, but also at the long distances, it's very easy to miss, especially when the inconsiderate enemy starts moving around. It's just not sporting. So even if you're left alone like I was in this battle, you can end up doing very little damage and hardly helping your team at all. So is the Median a cannon or an autocannon? Well, it looks like an autocannon, doesn't it? Really long, narrow muzzle and the... yeah. Let's take it for a test drive. Oh look, the icon in the HUD says autocannon. Right, so I've put Perseus in as the co-driver. He's got plus 3% on the old autocannon damage. So let's see how much damage we can do. 150. Do a second shot, make sure it's... yep, plain 150. Not getting an odd angle or something. Look. Does the damage drop off? 150 at 200 meters? Nope. Try 300 meters. Oops, that wasn't just the cabin. There, 146. So try again. That confirms it. Right. After 200 meters, the damage starts dropping off. But there's very little drop on the shot, and it is quite accurate. But maybe it's a cannon. Let's try putting in Stone Death, because he gets plus 5% on his cannons damage. So test drive it, and look at the close one, 158. He's done more damage, hasn't he? It's a cannon as far as the co-drivers are concerned, but there's no ammo and there's only a reload to worry about, no overheating. And that's the only restriction on your firing, is the reload. Well, and pointing it in the right direction, I suppose. So, as far as the co-pilots go, it's a cannon. There comes a time in most mission battles where the enemy close with you. Maybe they got the jump on you, maybe you weren't quick enough off the mark to keep your distance. You're in a dogfight, in a general melee. How does the Median fare then? Well, it's got a long loading time. Well, at least long compared to shotguns and machine guns that you tend to meet, who want to close with you. And you take a shot and then they've got a second or two just while you're loading. They just put 3 shots at you. They don't have to worry about you shooting them back. And bang, 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 and usually by that time the Median's been shot off. And even if you do get to reload, then you've got to worry about your slow traverse, because you can turn faster. You can turn the whole vehicle faster than the Median will traverse, and you've often moved your view so you're looking directly at the vehicle, but the muzzle is still slowly traversing around. So you think you're looking at the vehicle, so you fire, but the gun's actually pointing in a different direction. So in a dogfight, it's not very good at all, and I wouldn't recommend taking it in up close and personal to the enemy. Having tried long range, where the medium is accurate enough, but it's not doing large amounts of damage, so it's not being terribly effective. And then I tried at short range, where it's a struggle to keep the gun pointing at the enemy when you're loaded and ready to shoot them. How about trying the medium at mid range? Far enough away from the enemy that I don't need to traverse the gun so much, but close enough that I'm regularly getting hits and I'm not missing. That's where the medium can shine, actually. And here you can see me driving around, shooting from the hip. I'm not bothering with the scope anymore, and I'm not closing with the enemy. I'm staying away, just close enough to get the hits, but not close enough to get wiped out by the return shotgun fire. That's the most effective way to run the medium, I think, and it would be even better on a build that could side strafe, on meat grinders, but they're a bit slow, or the ever popular hovers. I think it would work really rather well with hovers. In the flavour text for the medium, it says combines the speed of autocannon projectiles with the armour piercing capabilities of course cannons. So it's got armour piercing, but if you look at the stat block, it doesn't say how much armour it pierces. So does it have armour piercing or not armour piercing? Because the cannons, market rather, executioner, that's got armour piercing, and it says so in the stat block down the bottom. It says it goes through 132 points of armour or 200 centimetres of armour. And then the prosecutor, that's got armour piercing, same again, tells you exactly how much armour it penetrates before exploding. So does this have armour piercing or not? Let's try a little test. Let's head on over to the armour piercing testing Leviathan, and look, we got a nice fuel barrel, so it's a nice obvious thing to hit with after a gap and after a nice big lump of 80 durability structure. So line myself up and test. Kabow! Well, went through the structural part and then carried on and went through the fuel barrel. Boom! That looks like armour piercing to me. Unless it's got a really huge, really quite large explosion radius. Nah, I think it's armour piercing. Great. In that case, with my low power score build, if I put on the super duper scope, I'll be able to see people's generators and fuel barrels, and I'll shoot them. That'll be a real shock to people at low power score, won't it? Right, off we go to Dawn's Children and get ourselves, oh drat, amount of neutrinos. All in all, I think the medium looks interesting enough that I'm going to get myself a full set of 3 and plonk that on a build and see what I can do with them. Wonder how much they're going for. I think I ran the numbers and I worked out that crafting one from scratch, all the resources, all the workbenches, and I put a value on the tailors as well, was about 136 coins, and it's still selling for more than that, so maybe I'll craft them, or maybe I'll wait a couple of days, see if the price drops off even further, losing that new part premium. Anyway, that's enough for this video. See you around.